Throughout the election campaign, we've heard a lot about economic issues. The state's growing budget deficit, which is approximately $3.5 billion on an annual budget of about $19 billion. We've also heard about the nearly $60 billion unfunded obligation or liabilities of the state of Connecticut for debt service, medical and pension liabilities of state employee retirees. We've heard a lot about education reform and cutting government spending, and we've heard a lot about government accountability and responsibility. Several weeks ago, I had the opportunity to speak at an event in Cromwell with a number of business leaders, including members of CBIA's Manufacturing and Small Business Advisory Council. It was an opportunity to talk about responsibility, about the role that we all must play. As business leaders and community leaders, we have a responsibility to our employees, to our clients, to our family, and our friends and neighbors, and a responsibility to get engaged in what's going on in our state. If we want a more cost-effective government, if we want accountability from those we elect to represent us, then it starts with each of us. If we are concerned about the present fiscal crisis within our state and its effect on our future and the future of our children, if we expect to resolve these problems, we have to get involved. At last year's annual meeting, Governor Rell called for help. She called for action regarding the pending budget shortfalls. This also is what Murray Martin from Pitney Bowes meant during his comments at the same meeting regarding strategic transformation, not only within Pitney Bowes, but within the rest of our companies and also within our state government. CBIA understood the need. We had to do something different. Many of you are aware of the Partnership for Connecticut's Future. Over the past year, CBIA played a leadership role in supporting this new nonpartisan grassroots campaign dedicated to restoring good jobs, economic growth, and responsible government in Connecticut. Every day, more and more people, more organizations, more small businesses, and large companies are signing up as partnership supporters. The response has been somewhat overwhelming, proof that people across the state are looking for direction, looking for solutions to Connecticut's challenges. Polling clearly shows voters believe that state government is spending too much and spending inefficiently. Those same voters believe if businesses in Connecticut are to create and sustain jobs, then our state must become more competitive. If we are to become competitive, then we must honestly address the state's fiscal problems, reduce costly and time-consuming regulatory burdens on business, and do a much better job in educating our children and reduce the achievement gap in our public schools. Connecticut runs 50th out of 50th in the achievement gap, so we've got quite a bit of work to do. The polls show that it doesn't matter if someone is a registered Democrat or a Republican or an unaffiliated voter. Regardless of their political persuasion, voters are aware of the critical issues. We hear the election promises every day from candidate after candidate. They're all going to create more jobs. They're going to promote private sector investment, make Connecticut more business friendly, cut government spending, overhaul state agencies, and reform our public schools. When voters hear the promises, when they hear a candidate say, "I'm going to create jobs, I'm going to cut government spending," the voter wants to know how. And we, as the voters, we must ask, how are you going to create those jobs? How are you going to cut spending? And what are your policies for solving this economic crisis? Voters want details, they want specifics. They want accountability and they want honesty. They want to know that when the elected officials take office, they're going to do what they promised. That's why this movement, the Partnership for Connecticut's Future, is so very important. The partnership was designed to bridge a gap. educating voters on key issues, and helping candidates and elected officials learn about practical solutions for getting Connecticut's economy moving again. And since the partnership does not endorse candidates or political parties, the partnership avoids distractions that might further distance voters and policymakers. For me, the partnership is sort of a dream come true. It enables us at Bicron to share the nonpartisan, factual information within our company. Many of our associates have answered the call. They're finding out about the issues at hand, and they're reaching out to candidates that live where they live in their local districts. We try to bring candidates into Bicron on a regular town hall type session where our associates can get to ask one-on-one questions. These conversations between associates and the political leader creates enthusiasm not only through the election campaign, and we have a lot of buzz going on at Bicron about what's going on and who's running and all that and what are they standing for, but it also, and more importantly, will create enthusiasm going into the legislative session starting in January. If you have not joined the partnership, I encourage you to do so today. Information and sign-up sheets are available, or you can go to the website, and it's simply partnershipct.org. Partnershipct.org to sign up. This is your chance to help shape the debate during the next legislative session starting in January in Hartford. To let our elected officials know that not only do we expect them to focus on the tough, critical issues facing our state, we expect accountability and we expect results. Connecticut needs your support. We need you and your employees to become engaged in the process and become much more involved. This past year has certainly been a challenging one for everybody. Nonetheless, I have certainly enjoyed my time as chairman of your board of directors. I owe a great deal of gratitude to my fellow board members, to association members, to the business community, and especially to the CBIA staff for all of your support. We are all very, very fortunate in Connecticut that Connecticut has a business organization such as CBIA, whose professional and ethical approach to the business matters in our state are second to none. But the success of CBIA is based on the strong support and involvement of our members like you. And we thank you for being involved, but we'd like you to get more involved. I look forward to working with our incoming chair, Ramona Carlo, from AT&T, and the rest of our new board members when they take office this December. Thank you.